and you know, Dublin gave them a good go in the league as well this year. Gave Kilkenny a good go, so I think it could be a cracker of a game now, and I would say Dublin will give as good as they get.
But will Anthony Daly's heart have sank with the news that Henry Shefflin is back yet again, as we always knew he would be eventually? But you know, he's such a massive player.
Absolutely is. You know, Henry Shefflin, he's a legend, modern legend of the game. You know, but knowing Anthony Daly, he'll be delighted. He wants to beat Kilkenny with their full strength squad. He won't want you know, that's how he wants to win things. You know, he doesn't want any excuses from any corner. So the better players they have, the better for Dublin, I'd say. According to Anthony Daly, anyway.
You'll be letting your heart rule ahead, I'm sure, tipping a double upset, will you?
I would. I'm going to tip Dublin for this.
Yeah, unbiased as always. Collie, let's move to Sunday then, and two football games that maybe not high on the sort of box office appeal, but an interesting one to see what level Mayo are at against a Leitrim side who, you might think it's a handy Connacht title for Mayo this year. Would that be unfair, or?
I think they should do it. Galway were obviously very disappointing in the last couple of weeks when they bowed out against Sligo, but it's a good Mayo team. The big thing for them is they haven't played in 2 months since the league final against Kerry, so they've had a long wait to get out in this championship. Leitrim, on the other hand, played London, only scraped a win, a 1-point win in Ruislip. You know, they've suffered from emigration the last couple of years, so they've a depleted squad. It's not helped by the fact that they have to go to McHale Park in Castlebar. So Mayo, interesting team selection. Conor Mortimer, their all-time championship leading scorer, doesn't start. Freeman is in. They're still without Aidan O'Shea, who's a key man for them in midfield, and if they are to progress later in the summer, they'll need him back. He's been out for about 3 months now. They just can't seem to get him right. So Danny Geraghty gets a start in midfield. It'll be interesting to see how he goes. So should be Mayo.
Yeah. Down Monaghan then. Down overcame a Fermanagh team managed by Peter Canavan that some people thought might be dangerous. Are Down poised for another decent run in the championship?
Yeah, I suppose James McCartan will be looking for them to push on. You know, they got to the All-Ireland final in 2010 and could have won it. But with the tradition in Down football, it's surprising. They're looking to get into an Ulster final for the first time in 9 years, which is quite an unbelievable statistic given their pedigree. They're without Dan Gordon at midfield, and Benny Coulter is injured as well. The team has been announced. You might see them coming on in the second half, but that's a big blow to them. They're 2 of their top players. On the other side then, Tommy Freeman isn't down to start for Monaghan, so I don't know, or maybe the manager is keeping their cards close to their chest. Freeman came on in the last game against Antrim and kicked 2 points, so very different styles of play. Down will be more attacking team, Monaghan physically stronger and quite defensive. Hard one to call, I suppose. Given that Down were in Division 1, you'd maybe tip them.
The big one then on Sunday, Shane, is in hurling really. Cork Tip is always one of the great occasions, but very different this time. The likes of Sean Ogg, obviously Owen Kelly's been dropped for Tip, so a different sort of match on Sunday. Yeah,
it'll be your typical, you know, form goes out the window game here. Tip and Cork is always the history between the two teams, and you know, there's always, you expect a cracker between these two teams. When you see the likes of Owen Kelly and Lark Corbett not starting, I know Lark Corbett wasn't in the panel for a portion of the year now, but when you have those 2 lads on the bench to bring on, you know, that's going to be a massive boost to Tipperary at whatever stage they come on, if they do. Then one of Cork's most experienced lads, Sean Ogg, same story with them. You know, you'd expect a big lift for the team when he comes on. But with this game, it's very hard to call, and I'd expect a very tough, close match.
Call it?
Tip.
Yeah, go on then. Thanks very much for that this morning. Coming up after the break, we hear from 3 very...
You know, standing off the Cats. We're hoping that we can come and be the best Dublin, as I said, that we can produce on the night. A great performance, a performance full of freedom, a performance full of kind of cut loose hurling and have a go. And look, let's not be admiring these guys. Let's go out and have a cut at them and take them on and see where it can take us.
And you can hear more from Anthony Daly coming up on the GAA show.